Hello, hello, hello. Hey, hey, hey. Come on in and get comfortable. Welcome back to my channel, Jaleesa, Reading Beyond the Book Cover, where we stay reading beyond the book's cover. My name is Jaleesa. Welcome if it's your first time, and welcome back if you're returning. I'm so happy to have you. Welcome to another week in reading. Today is September the 10th, 2023, and I started off the day reading a little bit of R.L. Mesa's Our Love Will Devour Us. I had intended to read an hour and a half of it, but I got sidetracked in the process of reading because we have a family event coming up for my father's side of the family. We have a gathering that's supposed to happen this month, and we need a head count for this event because, we have to reserve space. So I had to send out some messages, not recreate a poll, but I need to extend a poll that we had did previously just to make sure I gave everybody a fair opportunity to respond to the poll and let us know who they would be bringing, as well as to any new members that were added recently. So, got all that done. I have a vegetable lasagna in the oven right now, so I'll be having a late breakfast, early lunch, so a brunch meal. That's what I'll be having. And I had intended, like I said before, to read for an hour and a half. So while the food was cooking, I had intended to do a sprint for myself. But that's okay. What I'll do is I'll just eat now, and then while I'm eating, I may do some editing. I finished editing two videos in the last 2 days. One is still uploading right now. One of them I need to upload. And then for both today, I need to go in and edit the captions. So that will take some time. Hopefully, I can get it done for both of them by Tuesday or Wednesday so that they can be released this week, if not this week, next week. I'm trying to get a schedule together. My goal is to at least have one book review per week and then a week in reading per week. Days, certain days, I'm not really sure, but it seems like I've gotten in the habit of doing them on Thursday and Friday, but I'm not sure if I want to do it like that back to back. I want to space it out because I don't want my videos to come off as spam because I don't like that. That's the quickest way to make me unsubscribe. If you are doing a video every single day, I'm either going to hide your notifications or I'm going to unsubscribe. And then we just both mutually hope that if things are meant for you, they come back to you, and I may come across your channel again. So no hard feelings. It's just I do not like a lot of notifications. Anyhow, that's off topic. Letting you all know what I'll be up to after I finish eating and doing a little bit of editing. I may do sprints by myself. So I already have a sprint video. I'll just put it on the TV or on my phone and use that to keep me focused on getting through this book. And if I am lucky to finish it today, fingers crossed that I'm able to do the review by Tuesday or Wednesday and then have it scheduled to come out next week or maybe even earlier. Who knows? I am now in this space when it comes to content creation where because I've figured out what works best for me, I'm able to do more at once and then actually schedule it. So it's a blessing. I feel so much. What is the word? What is the word? I don't want to say I just feel happy because it's not happy, but I feel more content and more, no, actually, better word, I feel comfortable. I feel more comfortable knowing that I am doing something and I'm not dropping it down for us to get to later. I have a bad habit of doing that. I'll pick up something and be like, oh, this is exciting, this is fun, and then drop off. No, we want to keep the same energy. That is what I'm subscribing to. So wish me luck in the rest of the week. I am going to read R.L. Mesa's Our Love Will Devour Us all day, as well as editing. And if I have anything new to say, you'll see my face in a bit. All right? All right. Hope you're having a good day so far, wherever you are. And if you're not, work on it. It can always change. Bye. And just like that, plans had changed. I decided to eat my brunch and watch some YouTube videos. I have a lot of videos to catch up on that I'm subscribed to. This is my good bookish friend, Ellen at Lunacia Books. I'll make sure I put her channel down below in the description bar. This food was good and the video was good as well. So I had a delicious, tantalizing time. Hey, y'all. So I don't have any pets, but I did grow up with dogs, and this is my first time being this close to a cat. I had friends with cats, but it's been a while, and these two just showed up. They belong to somebody. I'm just not sure who, as you can see. Maybe they come out here a lot, and I just never realized it. One of these days, I'm also going to sit down there and maybe read and record, but we're not here about that. We're here about these cats. What a coincidence that it's two black cats. And they just be chilling out here. Okay. Well, I'm going to keep my eye on them just to see how long they sit out here, because this is tripping me out. And they must know each other because I saw them walk near each other and they nuzzled. Yes, I'm talking about you, cat. Good morning. So as you can see, my little cat friend came back. I wonder where the other one is. This one's a little bit more vocal. I can hear the meowing. And I think it wants me to open the door, but I'm not quite there yet. I'm not trying to get scratched up or anything, but I'm thinking about getting them some treats and maybe some toys to put out here. So this could be this little like hangout spot for the little kittens, cats. But I'm not opening this door. I'm not opening it anytime soon. It's cute. Oh, okay. I guess it gave up because it stopped meowing. I don't know about y'all, but after reading this part in the book, I'm just like, take my entire hand. You love me with 8 fingers. I can't go through that pain again. Knock, knock, knock. It's me back again. So in between that clip that you just saw and the last clip, which is what I recorded today, there have been instances where I'm listening to audiobooks mostly, as well as podcasts and music. So I'm going to use this time to just let you all know what I've been up to real quick when it comes to that, and then let you all go. So for audiobooks, I've been listening to Page Boy by Elliot Page. It's a memoir by the actor, and I did not finish it because my library hold, it ended before I could finish it. I had 50% left, I think, and I should have finished it earlier because I actually checked it out for 14 days, but it got away from me. I was busy doing other stuff. I forgot that I even checked out the book, so I am going to put it on hold again, and I don't mind waiting. It's fine. And then I'm also listening to It's Not All Downhill From Here. Actually, let me rewind. Let's go back to Page Boy. Page Boy, it's a pretty difficult read so far because the author has gone through quite a bit of I don't want to mislabel it, but their life hasn't been easy. They've always had to try to figure out where they fit in, if they fit in at all. You know, it's like putting a square inside of a triangle type deal going on. And sometimes I had to pause it because it was hard to listen to. I don't necessarily get any kind of enjoyment out of hearing someone put themselves down or to hear that somebody else has put them down. So that's why this has proved to be a difficult read for me, because I have this thought in my head that family members should be supportive of each other. Friends should be supportive of each other. Anybody that says they love you should be supportive of you in the advancement of you doing something positive or you feeling like your best self. I'm not saying they should support you in all things, but if it's going to help you in your well-being and you being a better person and having a better overall feeling and confidence in yourself of being who you are, who you truly are, then that's where it should be. I know it's not, it's ideal, but I know that it's something that doesn't happen often. That's why we have so many people that are dealing with depression and other mental illnesses, or not even just that, but they go so far as to remove themselves because they feel like they're a burden to their family members, or they feel that because of who they are or how they identify that it's wrong, and they decide, okay, I'm better off gone. Like, we don't want to get there. We don't want to get there. So this book, I'm pretty sure it has so many trigger warnings, content warnings. Just bear in mind that it's going to be there. If you are sensitive to that, I suggest that you don't pick this book up, only because it may put you in a bad headspace. I'm not necessarily in a bad headspace. It's just that I generally don't like it when people talk negatively about themselves consistently. Like, it's okay if you do it every now and then because, balance. You can't be overly positive, right? But at the same time, it's constantly like, take me out. But I got to one chapter that actually was a little bit boring. And I don't like saying it about somebody's life story, but it almost felt like they were trying to convince me to be more aware of the climate change issues and how we can go about making better decisions when it comes to our daily life and how we use things or how we consume things. It was chapter 13. It was a very long chapter for me, only because I wasn't interested in that part of their life and life's passions, but it's out there for somebody. So yeah, chapter 13 wasn't for me. The rest of it was okay. Like I said, it's difficult to get through so far, but it's not difficult that I have to stop reading it because I would like to know more. I really enjoy their work. I've seen many of the movies they've been in and TV shows as well. So when I'm able to get the book back from the library, because I had to put a hold in again, I will be listening to it on time. Now back to It's Not All Downhill From Here. That is the book pick for my buddy reads with Reading Beyond the Book Cover, and it's all right. I have to pause when thinking about it because, one, there's so many characters to follow, so many. And I get the basis of everything. I understand the theme. You're trying to tell everyone that you never can really say that you're too old to do something, which is a running theme in most of the books that I've noticed that I've read from Terry McMillan. Most of her later books are emphasizing that just because you're a certain age, you have to stop doing something. So that there in itself, I don't have a problem with it. I actually enjoy that part because I know at a point in time in my life, I'm going to have to remember this kind of stuff and tell myself, you're not too old to be doing this, that, and the other. It's never too late to pivot, blah, blah, blah. But my main issue is just so many characters. And I only like it and I don't love it, or I'm enjoying it, but not overly enjoying it because of that. And I know how I am. If I really wanted to finish this book, I would have been done in one day, but I'm pacing myself because I'm doing something different where I'm listening or reading the book ahead of the schedule so that I'm able to pose questions about what we have discovered or what we have learned, or just the new characters we're introduced to, so we can start a conversation that has not been going too well, and I need to maybe pivot and try something else because I really would like for people to be more open with how they feel about the book. I would like them to be more vocal, but nobody's really saying anything, and I'm okay with that. I'm at this point in the game, I'm just used to talking to myself at all times. And music, I'm going to just go through the artists. I'm not going to go too deep into who they are. You can go and check it out. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And that's all right, right? And then I'm also going to talk about my podcast. So give me a moment. First, I want to share with you my stats for Wordle, because if I don't, I'll forget. And then I'll come back with my podcast, because I think that is worth discussing. I would like you all's thoughts down below. And then after that, the last day me, which is the last clip, is going to come up and then send you off. Okay, stick around. Don't leave me yet. Okay? All right. Hold on. Wordle is coming. Hello, you all. We are at the Wordle portion of the week in reading, and this week was not my best week. I actually was not able to solve one of the words of the day, and that's all right. It's a first for everything, right? I just still can't believe I was so close to guessing it, but it's all right. My shortest time was 1 minute and 19 seconds, and then my longest time to complete one was 9 minutes. I think I did that like 2 or 3 times where it took me 9 minutes. That must be like my lucky number or something, that I am able to solve it. But I had fun. Trying to figure out the words. I always make sure I put in a word that has an E and an A in it. I always assume that it's going to be an E and an A, and it's been working thus far. But hopefully next week I don't get an X out of 6, which is 6 out of 6, meaning that I didn't get to solve it. Wish me luck. Hello, you all. So we are at the currently listening portion still. We just finished talking about the audiobooks, and now we're going to talk about the podcasts and music I've been listening to. So for music, I have been listening to Go Baby on repeat. It's one of the songs that's on the new album by Cleo Soul. It just came out on the 15th, I think, of September. So that's been on repeat. And Next to Normal, that is by a group called Lucius, and I heard this song from a reel or a story that my friend had posted with their cat, so that was cool. I like how upbeat it is. Homies by Tiana Major 9 and Saint Harrison. I think it's his song, and then she's featured on it, but I could be incorrect. I vibes with it. Then we have Stop Asking Me for Shit. Excuse my language, but yes, I love this song. Every time it goes on, it's like I'm somewhere else. Love Victoria Monet. If you haven't listened to the album yet, Jaguar #2, please go listen to it. Thank you. Then we have Through the Night featuring Free Nationals. Through the Night is by, I can't even see, Meta. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm like squinting. But yeah, Meta, that's an artist that I really enjoy as well. I know it didn't sound like it because I'm like, wait, who is it? But I'm squinting at the picture that I'm looking at right now. So that's why I forgot. But yeah, Meta, that's my girl. Love her voice. She's so young. For somebody so young, I mean, she be singing about some grown-up stuff. So go off, Meta. Go off, girl. Then we have La Negra Tiene Tumbao, which is by Celia Cruz. I love Celia Cruz's music. I may not know everything she's saying, and I may not know every song, but this one right here, anytime it comes on, best believe I'm going to be singing along with it. So this music, it puts me in a mood. It makes me want to dance, makes me want to clean. You know, it's just very upbeat. Love it. And then we have Selena, Si Una Vez. Love this song as well. You don't understand. Living where I live at and growing up where I grew up at, and the era that I was in, Selena was on the radio, and we was vibing out to Selena. We still vibe out to her now. Rest in peace, baby girl. We love you. We miss you. Oh, God. Oh, I'm getting sad just thinking about it. If you haven't, go and watch the movie with, what is her name? Oh, God. Jennifer Lopez. Watch the movie, the biopic about Selena, and you'll see why. It's just so sad. But I love this song. Si Una Vez, go and listen to it, and you'll see. Like, you can hear the emotion in the song. Her voice she has a really beautiful rasp. I said I wasn't going to go into detail, but I have to when it comes to Selena, okay? You go and you listen to it and you'll see what I mean. You will feel the emotion through the music. Her voice is beautiful. And Como la Flor, so like a flower, that's what it means. I love this song as well. When it comes on, I'm going to sing. Alrighty. Then we have Can't Get Enough. So I've been in the mood ever since my family reunion. The line dancing, the song came on, and that song has been on in my home at least once a day. If not in the morning, then in the evening, because I'm trying to learn the dance. There's so many. I know it's not that many steps, but it feels like a lot of steps, and I feel like I'm getting crisscrossing my legs. But yes, this song most likely will show up again next week and the week after, or until I actually I figure out how to actually do the line dance correctly, so I'm not tripping everybody and myself when I'm doing it with everybody else. Podcast. So I've been listening to several this week, but I picked out the ones that stood out to me. I really enjoyed the conversation that Keke Palmer had with what is her name? Seals. What is her name? Hold on, let me look her name up. Something Seals. Seals. What is her? I know her last name. But what is her? Seals. Amanda Seals. Yes, Amanda Seals. So I like the conversation that she was having with Amanda Seals about our government here in the U.S., how it's being ran, and how everyone needs to work a little bit harder to become more informed voters. And that's something that I'm working on. I'm not really into politics like that, but I know that it's important to know how your politics is, how it's ran, and who's running for it, and what their beliefs are, and what they're trying to do, and how the government works, and blah, 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 blah. So they had a really good conversation. I was in tune with it, and I will be listening to more of Amanda Seals's discussions around this. She talks about it a lot, especially in her stand-up. She's a comedian, and she also has a podcast, and I think it's like a documentary sort of kind of. I want to watch it as well. So I'm trying to consume as much as I can from different people that are politics centered, so that I can get an idea of where I stand, not based on what they're sharing in particular, but well, yes and no. So not based on their opinions, but based on what they're sharing when it comes to references. So if they say, hey, this is a book or a podcast or something that I listened to, this is a discussion that I heard, okay, I'm going to tune into it and then, make my judgments based off what I hear. Then after that, I was listening to Lauren's Library. She is a book blogger, and then I know she has a Booktok. I found her through a Facebook group that I'm a part of, and I've been listening to her podcast ever since. In this episode, she was talking about ghostwriters. I think Millie Bobby Brown got a ghostwriter for their book, and that caused a big hoopla or whatever. I don't be keeping up with all this stuff, but she's my go-to person when it comes to finding out different things that's been happening in the bookish sphere, because I don't really be on Twitter like that or Booktok like that. So when I hear from her, or if not her, Jess Owens on YouTube, she does her book community, or if I'm listening to Open Tabs with Jess Owens and what's her name? Oh my God, see, it's blanks. I'm going to put it down below. Open Tabs, I go and listen to it. Is it Mara? I think her name is Mara from Books Like Whoa. I listen to their Open Tabs, and that's how I'm able to get some kind of, not necessarily gossip, but I guess the tea / the tea. That's what it is. I don't even know what else to call it. The tea on what's going on in the bookish sphere. So yeah, go on ahead, check out Lauren's Library. I enjoy her. She also always, at the end of her episode, she does like a short story that she's written, because she's an author as well. So go check her out. Now, Rula and Ryan. So Rula and Ryan have a show here in Houston on 104.1 KRBE. And I didn't know until recently that I was able to listen to their shows without having to be up at the crack of dawn. So I'm not a morning person. They're usually up doing this stuff at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm just, no. But So my coworker, she had mentioned that somebody had called in on this episode in particular and on their segment called Closure. So the lady calls in and she says, hey, like, I've been talking to this guy. His name is Martin, and he says that he's my brother. But before I go and I confront my parents about it, I want you all to contact him because he's ghosted me. Like, anytime she would try to get in contact with him to try to, I guess, make sure that they're actually siblings before confronting the parents, because he's claiming that they share a father, he did not respond. He ghosted her. So that's why she got the radio involved. So the radio calls and they were like, oh yeah, he was willing to speak to us. And he says that he wants to come clean about something. She's like, wait, what? Come to find out, this man was pretending that he was a long lost brother so that he can get closer to her. He's like, oh, you're so beautiful, and I didn't know how else to get your attention. What, sir? And they were like, well, what were you gonna do? Like, when you all met, were you gonna just be like, pretend like you're on a date? And he's like, no, I was gonna just tell her that the results came back inconclusive, or the results came back that we're not related to each other. But since we've been out on a couple of dates and had fun, I mean, should we just keep going out? Like, just something weird. This man was, oh God, a couple of bricks short of a full house. I ain't never heard nothing like that in my whole life. So if you get a chance, go on ahead and listen to it. You'll see what I mean. There was also a part on here that we're talking about the school system here. Houston ISD was overtaken by the state. So now the teachers are under a lot of pressures. The students aren't really getting as much of an education as we would want them to. And what I mean by that is you have too many distractions. Listen to the episode, you'll hear all the different teachers calling in, and not only teachers, but like staff. And so you have the assistant principal, vice principal, you got counselors, anybody that works in the school system is able to see what's happening. And you got parents as well. They're calling in and they're letting people know, hey, this ain't it. This ain't it. Whew, child. What an episode. I think it's like 3 or 4 parts, but just listen to part 2. You'll get the gist of everything. Sisters Who Kill, I like me some true crime. So this one, Breonna Connor Washington. This one here, the lady, for whatever reason, she claimed that the man that she killed, but not intentionally, the man that she ended up killing was stabbed by a very sharp car door. Yes, you heard that correctly. She claimed that the reason why he bled to death is because he was hit by a car door that was extra sharp. Go listen to it. I was shaking my head the entire time. I feel like, everybody that has anger or jealousy tendencies or, used to that toxic relationship kind of thing, go and get some help. Your anger shouldn't get to the point where you're hurting somebody. Okay? Not cool. No bueno. And lastly, the friend contract by the friend zone. So this episode here was very poignant to me. I never really considered my friendships and my relationships. So my friendship meaning with my friends, my relationships in particular meaning with my husband. So one of the questions that was posed is, what are your specifications when it comes to your friendships or discussing your friendships with your spouse or with your partner? And that's something I never thought about too much because I don't really discuss my friendships that much with my partner. Doesn't mean that I don't talk about my friends with my partner, because he sometimes asks about them, like, how is such and such, blah, blah, blah. But I don't talk about them in the sense of what they were talking about in this podcast. The example that they used is Steve Harvey and his longtime friend / coworker, I think Sherry Strawberry or something like that. Anyhow, there was a recording that came out that caught her talking about him, negatively about him and his wife. And it got back to him. He forgave her. She apologized for it and everything. But she was telling this to her husband, who was, I don't know if he's still in prison, but at that time he was in prison for something. And so that posed the question, like, what do you discuss with your partner when it comes to your friendships? Like I said, I don't really talk too much about my friendships, but every now and then I will, especially when he asks me. So he usually initiates questions about them. But I'm usually, you can count on me like 99% of the time. I'm a closed vault. I don't really go back and run until that. No. No, you can trust me. But one of them that was like, is one of those questions that you don't really think about until it actually happens, is the issue with one of the castmates from, I think, that 70s show, who is on trial for rape, I think. He's a friend of Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. And they both had written like a letter or something like that to the judge that's overseeing the trial, saying like basically like a statement of character statement on behalf of this friend who was on trial for rape. And the question that the podcast was posing is like, when do you bow out? Like, do you always have your friends back no matter what they do? Or do you try to make sure that, you have their back in the sense that, like, okay, I support you, but I can't support you on this. Like, there's like a moral compass in there. So basically, I'm going to shut myself up because I'll keep going. It's a really good episode. It makes you reevaluate your friendships and how you treat them, as well as what you are willing and not willing to do when it comes to your friendships. Really, really good conversation. So you going out there, check out this episode. It's called The Friend Contract from the Friend Zone. Okay, so go check it out. And I think that's it. Let me see. Is there anything else? Nope, that is all. That is all. And now I'm going to send you over to the next portion of this video. I'm hoping you're still with me. And I'm going to let you out real soon. Just stick with me, okay? Stick with me. Thank you. I know. Quiet. I know it's been a while since you've seen his face, but you have heard this voice. So this weekend reading has been a little bit interesting. I have not picked up any other books other than Our Love Will Betray Us. Not betray us. Our love will devour us. You see? Forgot that fast. This week has been a week. I'm not really sure how else to put it. Not in a bad way. It's just that I haven't been feeling the need to pick up the camera and update you all on every single thing I've done or read. And I don't feel that I've made a big enough dent into Our Love Will Devour Us where I need to update you even more without actually spoiling the story for you. But just know that there is some action. It is slower paced than I expected, but that's fine because there is character development. And we are somewhat getting a picture of what's been the cause behind all the weird paranormal almost occurrences happening around the cabin. And it's a good time. It's still a good time. It's slow paced, but I am okay with it because the character development is there. It'll be another story. I would be here with a whole nother demeanor if there was no character development. But just to catch you up to speed, I have made it to, I think, the 68% mark in the book. And I hope to finish it this weekend because I also need to start reading Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas and read that in time for our meeting with the Horror Host Support Group on the 20th of September. Excuse me, let me put the glasses on. So there's that. And I think this week in particular, I have been tested by a couple of people outside of like my regular stuff that I do, the games that I play, the podcasts that I listen to, TV shows, blah, blah, blah. I picked up a new game, right? But not really new, but it's new in the sense that I haven't played it in a while. And these people, I think this is a new feature because I don't remember the feature being there when I used to play it. But Words with Friends, come here. Why do you have these people asking the same questions in the same order? Why? Point an example. I've had 3 or 4 occasions where somebody gets on there and they say, "Hi, how are you doing?" I'm fine with that. That's not a problem. But then they follow it up with, "Are you married?" Why does it matter? Then they'll say something like, "Oh, your picture's eye-catching." What are you trying to catch? I hope it's a cold because it's not going to be me, boo. I am married and I'm not looking for anybody. And you sound like you may be a scammer. And then on top of that, they start asking you where I'm playing from. I just came here to play some Words with Friends, not to pick up a friend, okay? So I'll have to come back to you all next week and delve into the things I've been dealing with. One of them I've been speaking to, and I think I'm just doing it out of boredom, honestly, just to see, what What are you trying to get at? Now, are you crazy? Because one of them was blowing my phone up. Not calling me, but they were sending messages over and over again. And I'm at work. And I'm like, what is it? They're like, well, why are you snubbing me? Excuse me, sir, what are you talking about? Who is snubbing who? I am at work, and this is a game, and I'm not just sitting here by my phone all day. You just told me you were busy, so go be busy, okay? I think words with friends, take the chat off. Or actually, you know what? I can do one better. I can just block all these people, but I'm having too much fun messing with people. So just call me a troll. Jaleesa Troll, my last name. Jaleesa Troll. I'm sorry. I'm being goofy. But I don't have any updates. That's the only thing I need to talk about when it comes to the books. I'm actually going to sign off here. I'm pretty sure I have some plans for tomorrow. I need to talk to my husband about getting me some new tires because the temperature has dropped significantly since it was in the hundreds the last couple of weeks, months maybe even. We're getting rain, thunderstorms. Thank the Lord. We're excited, but at the same time, my tires. So we may have to hit up Discount Tire this weekend or maybe next week and get me some new tires so I'm not riding dirty or get in an accident in the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to end the weekend reading here. I don't have anything else to say. Let me know in the comments below, what was your favorite part of my weekend reading? I know this one was a little bit scatterbrained and chaotic, but what is life if it's not a little bit of chaos, right? Right. Got you. So continue to drink your water, mind the business that's yours, and continue reading beyond the book's cover. And I will see you later in another video. Bye.